that you want to be a team that score goals. You don't mind the 5-4s, the 3-2s. But how satisfying is it to be able to win a 1-0 game, be able to keep the clean sheet at home?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we only have 2 and it's against the same team. So to be able to get that, and it's something we've worked on and take pride, for sure. I mean, I don't think you're going to get that against Ottawa a lot because they don't open up. So, you know, I thought if I was going to take the best 3 chances of the game, I would give it to us. Of course, selfishly, I'm coaching that team, but hopefully when we get a video, we'll get a better look. So it was great, and it's been a challenge to our group to get the lead. We're always starting games quite well. Even last week against Calgary, Aiden in the post, Callum at a sitter. It's just getting the goal and managing the situation. So I thought there were some outstanding performances to meet the clean sheet. So I couldn't be happier with the guys.
Just to follow up here, the depth here. I don't think we've seen this much depth in a team in Halifax in a while. So can you just give me your thoughts on what it's like to be able to have guys that can come in and out of the lineup, do a job? And obviously with the signing of Daniil now, we have another center back. So it just feels like all over the pitch that you have multiple options to choose from week in and week out.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't realize, but the amount of work that went into this, it was long days in December and January to be able to land these guys. And part of that is when you have such a deep squad, you got to keep them happy, because good players want to play all the time. And I think buying them into the culture is a big piece. And I mean, you know, we talked about it before the game. You see some of the pictures from the Forge win, Pacific win. No matter where you're from or if you love the sport or not, you could see the joy, the love, the unforgettable moments that these guys are creating. So it's important, but we have to manage it carefully. I mean, you look at Mo tonight. Mo had a huge lead of opportunities of taking us to places, and now he had a different role tonight. At Ramp, he had a different role. It was different against Calgary. So credit to our guys to buying into that as well, because they're not being selfish and saying, I don't care, I want to play all the time.
Just one last one before we go.
Sure.
Dan Newman, I think he's been one of the signings of the CPL this year. Obviously, the pass was unreal to Teo, but just his overall play as a defender, he's a steady Eddie, I call him. He doesn't do anything too flashy, but he always gets the job done. What have you made of him so far, especially as such a young player?
Dan is exactly what I thought he is when I signed him. I pushed really hard. He was one of the first players I contacted, so I'm grateful that he's here. Again, like, I can't think of a better center back at his age in this league. I can't think of a player that came out of college in the CPL history who's made the impact. You know, and I was gutted for him against Calgary with the goal going off his shoulder, but, you know, knock on wood, he's played virtually every minute for us. The kid is golden, good feet, strong, great passer, composed. So, you know, I really, really, really do believe with Daniil's mentorship, a couple of bounces, Dan could be a guy that we could see in the 2026 rotation of the Canadian national team. I really, really, really believe that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. You can go to Zoom. Benedict, go ahead.
Thank you. Patrice, the goal in the first half, did you get much better than that?
No, for sure. No, what a goal. I think we had a couple of chances where ball went back post to Callum. We had another one to Riley that he missed. So we were wondering if our plan was going to fulfill it. But I mean, Dan hit that exact same ball as you guys may recall against Forge, but it was deeper. Mass had to take a brilliant touch and score it. So to hit that on first time, my goodness, and off the post was brilliant. Well done, Dan. Well done, Theo. But you know, I think Benedict, the key is looking at everything. If Callum doesn't make that run, if Rampy doesn't come lower, Dan doesn't go higher, it doesn't happen. So again, credit to our players for their ability to have the tools, but also meeting the plan.
And what I was going to say about your home form, but how important is it now to translate that to the road form way into York next week?
Yeah, it's important. I mean, I know everyone says that, you know, we don't have a road win, but for me, is it about wins or is it about points? We're not the worst team on the road. We have 7 ties, 7 points, and any of them could have turned on its head. So I think we've done well on the road. We've been close, but you know, we're going to take it one game at a time, go into it, revisit it. I know York plays tonight, and you know, we kind of took a beating from them at home, so you know, that game will give us a little bit of a chance of getting redemption. But 7 days till now, we'll celebrate tonight's win and take it easy for a little bit and get back to work tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Patrice. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, Benedict.
Thanks, Benedict. And finally, Josh. Go ahead, Josh.
Hi, Patrice. Congratulations congratulations on the win.
Thanks,
I
Josh.
just wanted to ask you about Tio's performance. Obviously, it's been a little bit since he was in the starting 11. I think it was the match against York United at home, actually. So it's been a while. How did you think he performed playing on the left?
Yeah, Theo did great. It's the first time he's really played there. I think Mass has really come on his own, playing up on top. But now Joao is starting to increase his minutes. Thiago's getting back from injury. So there's a lot of different things that are happening. And for me, it's was one of the first things I said. I said, we're going to make this place a fortress. I said, we're going to play real good football. And I said that we will be unpredictable to scout. And I think we're hitting on all the three things that I talked about earlier. So I thought Theo was great. Obviously, the goal's the goal, but he defended it with energy. He kept the ball, and he had a good connection. So really happy with him and every single player. And you know, for me, that left side was also really strong, Josh. My man of the match, I hope people take notice, because he's quietly really played fantastic, is Wesley Timoteo. Wesley's played the past 4 games at 90 minutes and he's getting better every game. We had him on the wing, but you know, we're looking at him playing at left back, so couldn't be happier with that whole left side with both Theo and Wesley.
Fantastic, thank you. And just another question here. Can you talk about, I guess, maybe the difficulty of the postponement of the match from yesterday? You know, you're on social media and you see people whose houses have been flooded and whatever else, and then you know you have to wake up today and prepare to play in front of fans. How do you prepare your group and kind of stay on task?
Yeah, it kind of, to be honest, Josh, you started giving me a little bit of a recollection of the fire, because we played Ottawa virtually on the same day, and that we did the flag and the signing when there was the fire here. So for me, you know, football's football, but we're lucky. There's 120,000 people out of 8 billion that do this for a living. So we're extremely lucky. But we're lucky because we're doing what we love, but we have a chance to make people happier. So really, we wanted to get out and make people happy, put a smile on their face with everything going on in the city, and also the preparation. It's real difficult, man. Like, you know, the message went out to the guys 2 hours before we were supposed to have our team meal. We kind of had a light session. We talked about it. But I want to take some credit, but it has to go all Josh, 150% to our guys, because they kept their focus on, and you know, they waited, and this happening in specific, having an hour and a half delayed kickoff is not easy as well, as they just sit in the change room. So credit to our guys, such a young group. It's like literally watching them grow every day. So I'm so proud of them.
Fantastic. That's all for me. Thanks, Patrice.
Thanks, Josh.
All right, thanks everyone.